Pokemon. I'm scared. I don't want to fight Whitney.
It's the final countdown.
Right. Everything else is post game after you beat Whitney.
No, obviously we're drunk, folks.
She's the strongest boss.
No, she's not.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's be real for a second. How many people beat Whitney on their first try of this game?
I don't think anyone.
Not me, that's for sure.
No one did.
Well, first off, the first question should be asked: how many people played this game? That's the first question.
That's a good question. Well, everybody here's played this game, I think.
Right?
Have you guys played? Yeah, KG, you played this?
Yeah, I played it.
Okay. I had to make sure.
Okay.
I've always tried to wonder why is Whitney like so. As a kid, I always tried to wonder why is Whitney so strong. Like, why didn't I have this problem when I fought Morty and everyone else after her?
Well, it's not really strong. She just has a cheating ass AI.
Yeah, and then
because you could beat it. It wasn't like it was anything slick. But if you were the kind of person who wasn't really good about capitalizing on weaknesses early on, Miltank was just gonna steamroll you. No pun intended.
Yeah, I think at this point we were relatively young when you fought Whitney, so you didn't grasp all of the strategies and knowledge that you can do to her.
Yeah, it wasn't even like a difficulty spike. It was literally like, oh shit, I don't know what to do here.
Right, because if a normal type was such a weird type even back then, because like what could beat it other than fighting? But by that time, fighting wasn't a common type you could meet at the beginning of the game. Fighting types are usually Pokemon you meet mid to late.
What's the earliest fighting type you could get in Crystal?
Machop.
I was gonna say, couldn't you get Heracross?
That too, but can it even learn a fighting move at this point?
Yeah. I would say you can, but it's weird because Heracross to late game. Plus, your odds of getting a Heracross are weird.
How weird?
Wow, I guess we can. Are we actually gonna get through the fight though in this part?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, lies to people.
Wait, what? Like, I've never lied to you guys about that.
It was the worst feeling. We were in Goldenrod City. We've been in Goldenrod City for at least 2 parts already.
Yeah.
It took us to like the second part to go, oh yeah, now we're going to go find it.
Well, the reason is because Goldenrod City isn't just a regular city. It's got everything in it. It's got the mall. It's got the casino. It had a bunch of stuff in it.
I wouldn't really
so I want to show it off.
I wouldn't really call Goldenrod City a mall. That just seems...
Well, a department store, I guess.
Yeah, but
a big ass one too at that.
We are an Ash level of traveling to just this one city.
Oh, I thought he was making a pun by calling you ass instead of saying ass, but ass. But I mistook it as him being serious.
Well, I want to actually show this stuff off. I'm not gonna rush through each of the game See, the Pokemon Crystal had a lot more going for it, which is why it takes a little bit longer. Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, it's just you're in a city, you fight the gym, you leave. You're in a city, fight the gym, you fight Team
Fight the Jimmy. Go fight the Jimmy, y'all.
Yes, fight Jimmy. Then once you fight Jimmy, he's like, I think Team Rocket was in this building, and then he's like, you fight Team Rocket, then you leave. And that's about it. It's bare bones as hell.
Yeah, just remember, whenever you feeling in trouble, remember, fight your Jimmies.
Fight your Jimmies.
Fight your Jimmies. So fucking...
Don't let the Jimmies get to you, man.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. The Jimmy's gonna give me to you.
So it's just... And I think there's a bike shop here as well, too. So,
yeah, that's how you get the bike. You literally you get a lot of shit here.
Yeah,
like
just a lot. So after this, it picks up quite a bit, because at that point...
To be fair, I wouldn't say the beginning of Crystal was slow.
It's not. There's a lot to do.
Especially now that we have slower games.
Yeah, because, like, what... Jesus Christ. Well,
holy shit.
Not only that, but I remember in the first games, when did you get to your first department store? You got to that, in Celadon City? That's midway through the game.
Oh, no, that's the 4th. It's literally a gym difference. Don't act like it was an exaggeration. It's the 3rd gym. It's the 3rd gym here. It's the 4th gym in the Gen 1. And in Gen 3,
but Violet City, I want to say Violet City and Azalea Town are kind of I
think you get that. Well, compared to what? Compared to Celadon City and
Pewter City, you have to go through Pewter City, then you go through a route, then you go through Mount Moon, fight Team Rocket.
Yeah, but I would argue Gen 1 had a more creative way to getting to those cities because it still felt like everything was interconnected. Right. Whereas like Gen 2 feels a lot more linear.
Really? I guess because Gen 2, I will say in Gen 2's, with your credit for what you said, I guess because you go through Violet City, then you optionally you can go to the ruins of Alph. Some people don't. Then after that, you go towards the route. You go to Union Cave, which is nowhere near as big as Mount Moon. Then after that, you're just in Azalea Town.
Yeah.
Then I guess you have to do the Slowpoke challenge with Team Rocket, but that's not long either. And you're done. Then you can fight Bugsy.
That's what I'm saying. Like Gen 2's map, like Johto in general, is just a lot more linear. Now, granted, it tries to get creative, but it gets creative later in the game. Like, whereas I would say Gen 1 got creative by the 4th gym. Gen 2 doesn't get creative until like the 6th gym. Like until you have to do the whole, oh, I can't fight Jasmine because Ampharos is sick. Let me go over here to the island to the side. Whoa, there's a gym leader here. I'm gonna go fight Chuck. Now I gotta go fight Chuck, and then I can go back and get the medicine and fight Jasmine.
The weirdest shit, you can actually get the medicine, go back, and completely skip Chuck.
Well, yeah, you're not required to do Chuck.
You have to fight Chuck to get to the league, obviously, but you're not, like, you can do it in any order. Technically, after you beat Morty, you can do the gym battles in any order you want. You can fight Price if you want to. It'll be
I was pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah, you can actually go there to the right if you have Surf with you.
To the right of Equertique, and if you have Surf already, once you get Surf after you beat Morty, you can use Surf and go to Mahogany, do the Lake of Rage side quest with Gyarados, talk to fucking Lance, and do the whole Team Rocket bullshit in Mahogany Town. You can do that.
Which explains why the Pokemon are so underleveled when you go up against Team Rocket.
That's why
in that
all
area.
the Pokemon are generally around their mid-20s, because that whole area is open to you. Now, granted, you'll probably get your ass kicked by Price, but...
You have a shiny Gyarados, so...
yeah, I mean, and the Gyarados is at level 30.
Yeah. It kind of, honestly, this is kind of the explanation for why they probably don't make the games as open as much anymore. Because there was no proper way to level scale.
I think
the gym leaders still had to be set up in a way that there was an order to them. But if you went out of order, you would make the game insanely harder for yourself for one fight, and then the other two fights would be a cakewalk.
Based on the levels and the Pokemon that are set up, you can fight Jasmine and without having to fight Chuck. Now, granted,
Chuck, the problem is that Chuck and Jasmine are way too fucking close to each other. There was no way to level grind even if you want. Well, there is a way.
There's a few trainers here. Yeah, there's a few trainers here and there on the Surf route to get to Centerwood. Like your entire team growing 10 levels since then.
That's the one thing I don't like. I think they put Chuck and Jasmine so close to each other, and I understood why. It kind of, I mean, like I said, it works for the branching,
story.
like the branching paths and everything, and it is convenient if you really want to fight Jasmine and get it out of the way. The problem is, and I guess that's the only reason why that's the reason why you can fight Chuck or Jasmine in any order, and there's not too much of a difference in their levels, if I remember correctly.
Right.
And the reason why you can do that is because they're so fucking close to each other. So you don't have to scale Chuck or Jasmine up. The problem is that when it gets to like Price, if you went and did Price first and beat Price, and your Pokemon are like probably like 10 levels higher than they should be, that means you can just go cakewalk the shit out of Jasmine and Chuck, which kind of hurts half of your adventure because then it just feels like a chore. Oh, I gotta backtrack to beat Chuck and Jasmine, and then I can go deal with Claire.
And I'll admit this too, and I think this is the reason they stopped the whole multiple, is because level scaling is such a pain. 2 regions, it's carrying Johto and Kanto at once.
Yeah, and they can't exactly fit everything in just one spot.
The struggle becomes once you're beating the Pokemon leader, your Pokemon that parties, or then what happened in Red, Blue, and Yellow when you were fighting the elite late 50s.
I did want to ask a question since we are at the Whitney boss fight. I I feel like it'd be interesting if anyone. I don't know how many of us actually remember this. I remember mine. What were y'all's strategies in getting through this?
Oh shit.
Just
I feel
spamming
like it's
flame
not
wheel.
Tyrone to say it because Tyrone, we're gonna see Tyrone's strategy. So I feel like
Yeah.
Tyrone, shut the
Well,
fuck up.
this is much older and wiser for me. Are you?
Nah, it's still the same issue.
Wow, KG.
I mean,
Christ.
am I wrong?
Your strategy.
Well, the one thing I can remember from this experience I had in the past was I just used Flame Wheel because I had Quilava at the time, so I just used Flame Wheel and just hoped to dear God I can actually kill it before it kills me with Rollout.
Okay.
Because the other Pokemon that we're seeing right now, whenever they, I'm thankful for this too. Whenever they used Metronome, they always manage to do moves that don't exactly do anything like massive.
God, that scared the shit out of me.
But the guillotine missed. Yeah, I was gonna be pissed too. Actually.
like,
See, like that, I didn't experience
I
that.
also
needed
thought it was
Bayleaf
ironic.
to live for this fight.
I thought it was ironic as hell that KG was talking about, they never got anything good with Metronome as fucking Tyrone almost gets his with a guillotine attack. And I'm like,
Right.
oh.
The Pokemon use Metronome moves. Kill.
Is he gonna flinch?
God
The
damn.
rollouts.
Is he
The
gonna flinch
fucking
lock you?
rollout. Yeah. Well, the Stomp flinched me off completely.
Mm-hmm.
Defense against rollout. Bayleaf thankfully learns Reflector on this point, so I'm poison stalling Miltank, and then I'm using that luminary with kick. Yeah.
So I guess I'll talk about my strategy was completely different. I went and got a fucking Geodude and got
Oh shit.
Self-destruct?
No, I actually, ironically enough, I did not think about that. But what I actually did is I got a Geodude. I think at this point he evolves at level 16, right?
18 was it?
18.
Geodude, I think evolves at level 18.
Okay, it was 18. I leveled him up all the way up to a Growler, and then I had him essentially tank the entire fight. Because rock techniques don't do it, and that's literally how I mean. Because the problem with Quilava, I tried to do what you did, KG. The problem is that he would get me with Stomp. I would get flinch locked, and I'd be so fucking mad. And there's nothing you could do. There'd be absolutely nothing you could do. And it's like, well, how do I deal with this? Oh, and then the short answer is you don't. You just have to figure out a way of cheesing it.
As a kid, now we're talking this bullshit. As a
What?
strategies, because I always pick Chikorita.
Uh-huh.
My strategy simply just involved poisoning the Miltank and then bringing it down via that way. So I just had one until the Miltank would die, which caused more problems for me. But at least it's and that my weaker backing it until it can.
Tyrone, you're
'Cause I
cutting
didn't-
off for me. Just saying.
Oh, sorry about that.
Hold on a second. There we go.
Yeah, basically, long story short, I used poison powder, and then I prayed to God that I was able to. No, I think Bailey must have learned kid. So I went ahead and just used sleep powder and just fought it and beat the crap out of it.
So you were just trying to like, yeah,
Now,
you were
the
just
most-
hoping
now,
to
the
kill
most
it before it
important
wakes
question
up.
is this, though. How many wow, fuck this. This is dumb. I hate that he that's
Just have LP cursed KG out and you'll win instantly. Come on.
I was
Milk-
gonna say, how many tries did it take each of you before you won against this fucking bitch?
Miltank also
Oh my god.
Wow,
This-
I actually haven't seen this in a while.
Miltank is designed to kick your ass.
Clearly.
Yeah, the Stomp gets same type attack bonus and can flinch. Miltank is already bulky and effective. Use rollout to pretty much steamroll your team, and it's about to lose. Occasionally use a potion of
Hold on a second. There we
Well, I
go.
was gonna say, how many times if you guys remember, how many times it took you when you were kids?
It took me 3 goddamn times to beat this thing.
I will
Yeah, man,
say
this-
the battle
Shit
for
drove
me.
nuts.
The battle for me wasn't hard. It was more of the fact that I didn't realize I had to talk to her again to actually get the badge.
Oh, I was mad.
Me off.
I was
That
so
put
mad.
Salt on the wound for me.
It took me a good hour or something,
Oh, it
so I
took
was
me-
just
yeah.
like
Oh,
roaming
I think
I
You're
around.
walked,
explaining
you
this
know what I
before.
did?
You're
I walked
explaining
out
this
of the
before.
gym and walked everywhere, and I'm like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? And it's like, oh,
I
you don't have the badge. I'm like, oh, I don't have the badge. Of course I don't have the badge. That actually went way easier for you than I thought.
I ate the poison. I'm just really.
Yeah.
Good
That was a
lord.
good one.
Agreed.
And again, I will explain. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, she has fucking
2 Miltanks.
yeah, she has a no, not.
I know.
There's the status condition. Lumberry just cures it. I'm like,
Wait, it has a Lumberry?
yes, it's holding Lumberry.
Why?
Think,
Why would they do such a thing?
because Miltank is supposed to be that thing that lets you know you ain't shit.
But it, like they okay, so that
Okay,
means
I
that
guess
Game
the-
Freak knew that the game was difficult, and they were like, "How can we maintain that level of difficulty in the new titles of Heart Gold and Soul Silver?" I know, let's give it a berry.
Well, here's my question. Do you think in retrospect that this is too unfair of a level of a difficulty spike considering the rest of the game?
No, I mean we're gonna
After
go up
getting
against the.
yeah.
I guess. Do you think this is fair?
After getting older and becoming more strategic about Pokemon battling, then no, this is a difficult. At the same time,
Wait, did you get the
I would
badge?
rather, yeah, I got the badge.
I didn't even see you talk to her.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got the badge.
The girl stopped him and goes, "You made our
You made
junior
Whitney cry.
No, I thought you talked to her, but not the.
No,
I
he,
talked
he,
to her.
he talked to both because he's a pimp.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, okay. I was hoping to have seen you get stuck here for a good hour, but I guess that's not
Well,
happening.
hopefully he would have been smart and edited it out if that was the case.
But
I still think this is a slightly unfair spike, especially because the game becomes piss easy for like at least 3 more gyms.
Yeah.
Morty can be hard if you let.
Gengar.
Morty's
Ugh.
more, but Morty's is like the reverse of the way you deal with Whitney. Like he's the one who's like the status effect pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But
Whereas
the problem
Whitney's
is
just
that
Yeah, I
considering
guess
that has
so.
a chance to fail to begin with, it's not as offensive.
Yeah, like
Whereas
hypnosis
Whitney's-
can miss. Roll out is just like,
For some odd reason, it
oh,
doesn't.
Yeah, sorry about you. You know what? I didn't really. Which is weird.
Wait, you have those things in your PC?
Yeah.
We've blacked out a lot during this whole.
Your
thing.
mom will buy.
You're-
Oh, so that's where they go. I never knew that.
Mhm.
guys, come on.
You can get Quick Claw over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I knew that. I never
I
knew
used to
that
abuse the
your
shit out
mother
of it.
actually leaves the items in the PC.
Yeah.
Because I always assumed I had to go back home to actually get the
No.
items. So
Honey,
whenever I go
honey,
back,
Honey,
how
I
would-
bought you some items. I threw them in the void.
I thought I had to
Well,
go
be
back
fair,
home.
It wasn't.
And
It wasn't truly
Dangerously
the void.
obvious, though.
yeah, it's just like, oh, I got you this
Fuck,
cool
it makes me
thing.
wanna
I'm
go
so
back and play
sorry.
Heart Gold Soul Silver now.
Yeah.
Because I assumed the items that she bought or something like that.
I'm disappointed in you.
I thought they were like plushies or something you can
Wow.
put in your home or something
Oh,
like
stop.
decorations, that kind of stuff.
I was
Now, Terrell, you mentioned this while I was fighting Milk.
No, well, I think I've seen it like once,
Corrected my bad. As
but
well.
it's been so long it made me forget that she had the move.
Oh, and surprise, most of your Pokemon have a 75% chance of being. Fuck y'all. Like this. They really
part of the
did
reason
not.
why I would
Huh, scratch.
it's like whiplash. You literally, because Morty is kind of hard, but nowhere near as hard as Whitney. So it feels like you dropped off in difficulty going to the next highest gym, and then you go over the fucking to Chuck. Chuck is a joke, and Jasmine can be annoying, but not really hard. And then I don't think it really gets hard again. Maybe until, well, I think Claire is probably the worst. And price is debatable. Depends on which.
This is easy.
Yeah, I think price is easy if you know how to handle the typing and all
But
that.
Claire's
Right.
a bitch no matter who you're
Oh
playing.
yeah, Claire is gonna be the most
yeah,
annoying.
because dragon type is still rare and few in between.
And also ice typings too. Like the only
He has a
ice
fucking
type.
Kingdra.
Yeah,
Kingdra. And at that point, Kingdra had no real weakness.
It wasn't until Generation 6,
Oh, look at this
wasn't it?
picnicker. Look at this picnicker.
Oh
Maybe
my
let's-
god, no, we're not doing that again.
We're still censoring those words though.
Thank you and good night.